Anthropic, the parent company of Claude AI, launches Anthropic Economic Index, a first of a kind report that measures the impact of AI. YouTube celebrates its 20th birthday, and its CEO makes some interesting announcements as he talks about the strategic vision for 2025. Meta announces the details of its project WaterWorth, which is a 50,000 kilometer subsea cable that is aimed to better global connectivity. More details about these three interesting news items and a couple of news about Google and WhatsApp coming up in this week's edition of the Connected Church News with me, Natchi Lazarus. This is the show that brings you the top 5 social media, AI, and emerging tech news that you need to know for this week in just 5 minutes. Let's get started. Anthropic, the parent company of Claude AI, has released a one-of-a-kind report called Anthropic Economic Index, which is aimed at showing what kind of impact AI has on different industries, what kind of effect it has on different tasks and the people who perform those tasks. There are lots of insights that we could gain as faith-based community from this report. For example, one of the findings says only around 4% of occupation use AI across 75% of tasks. But when you think of moderate usage of AI, the report says 36% of the occupation uses AI for at least 25% of the tasks. So AI adoption is something that is continuing to happen. It's not there yet. The other interesting finding is that 57% of the people use AI for augmentation compared to only 43% for automation, which means AI is still being used with human intervention. Meta made an important announcement about one of their engineering projects that is aimed to help global connectivity. This project, WaterWorth, which is a subsea cable project, once complete, will reach 5 major continents. It will span over 50,000 kilometers of subsea cable, which is, by the way, longer than the Earth's circumference. Some of the key countries that will be connected are US, Brazil, India, South Africa, and others. This kind of infrastructure brings down the cost of connectivity around the world, which means getting online becomes much more affordable for more people. This is significant for nonprofits and faith-based organizations like us because more people get online, it becomes much easier to deploy projects that can help people and serve people. Even technologies like AI are heavily dependent on the kind of infrastructure that is available for people. So overall, this is great news. Google has rolled out important updates to its Family Link app, which is a main parental control app for the Android ecosystem. The app now has a revamped screen time tab that helps you to control the usage and also monitor the kind of time kids spent on different apps. There is a new control tab that is aimed to streamline the account management by looking at the usage of different kids, what kind of devices they use, and so on. The school time feature, which was introduced a while ago, has also been improved with better notification, device control, and so on. And finally, parents have better control over the contacts, people who can call and message their children. Lots of useful features for parents. Pass this information on to families in your ministry that may be using the Android ecosystem. This week's episode is brought to you by Connected Church Academy. Connected Church Academy is an education hub for the faith-based community for media education. If you're a staff or a volunteer of a nonprofit, a church, or ministry, and you're interested in continuing to learn how to use AI and social media, then this is a community you want to be part of. You can check out the link cca.live for more details and how to be part of the academy. We'll also have this link in the description of wherever you're listening to me. Thank you. Now let's get back to our news item. WhatsApp has announced the rollout of a much requested feature called Chat Themes that lets you customize and personalize your messaging experience. You can either customize all the chats that you have, or you can customize individual chats with various options. You can either choose a preset theme or you can customize the theme. The theme customization includes customizing the bubble, the chat bubble. You can also have 30 new wallpaper options to choose from. And the key thing is these themes are visible only to you so that it does not affect the experience of the viewer. To make changes to all chats, you can go to Settings, Chat, and Default Chat Theme. And to set this for individual chats, then you just have to go to the top of the chat, click on the options, and select Chat Theme. I know many of you use WhatsApp for ministry communications as well, so maybe just having a visual differentiation between groups and so on could also be helpful as an organization. YouTube CEO wrote an article celebrating 20 years of YouTube and also talking about the strategic vision for 2025. There are 4 items that he talked about that fundamentally changes and challenges us as nonprofit churches and ministries to rethink the way we look at media, because YouTube is leading the revolution when it comes to media. Let me give you those 4 points. First is, he says YouTube will be at the center of influencing culture. He talks about using various formats like podcasts, live events, and shows to influence global trends. Second is, he says YouTube will empower creators to be the new startups of Hollywood, raising the standard of YouTube production. Third, he says YouTube will redefine television. YouTube consumption of TV is booming all over the world, with more than 1 billion hours of YouTube being watched on TV daily. Finally, he talks about AI and integrating more AI into YouTube, which is understandably one of the big pieces of the media growth puzzle. If you've not yet subscribed to our channel, I just want to remind you to take a minute to subscribe so that you do not miss any news item that we upload here every single week. This will help you stay on top of all that's happening in social media and AI.